Now then, how are you diddling? Excellent, me too, thank you very much for asking. Welcome to another video. We're back to the evening videos. Susanna is back working today, so it was another daddy daycare shift for me. But whatever, that's really cool. Get a chance to spend some time with Max, and now I get to work in an evening. So it's time for your video today. More free advice, hopefully, that you get value from. So I'm taking you through my how to 9 times your social media process. Because if you don't know who I am, I'm Simon Scholes. I'm the founder and creative director of Perception Studios, an award-winning visual marketing agency based in the UK. And we help brands and businesses create visual content that really helps them stand out on their social media channels. Be it animation, video work, cinemagraphs, 3D GIFs, that kind of thing. It could be aerial work, photography, all sorts of stuff. But also what I want to do is help you start creating content yourself for free, which is why I came up with the how to 9 times your social media process. I turned it into a book and I'm taking you through it right now on videos, just a shortened version. So we've gone through strategy and marketing plans, we've gone through blogs, we've gone through doing video, what you can do with the video. So what's next? Next is memes. So if you don't know what a meme is, basically a meme, you will have seen one in the past. It is a photograph with a quote over the top of it. So what I want you to do in these times where we've got a lot of downtime right now, a lot of time not doing a huge amount at home, get somebody who's in the household with you to take a bunch of photos, or if you don't have anybody in the household with you, set your phone to timer and get a bunch of different photos taken so that you have a selection of photos to choose from. Then I want you to download whatever app that you feel comfortable with that you can put text over your photographs. Now you might already have something like this available to you. You might have Lightroom or Photoshop, or you might have Pixelmator or Paint or what have you. Just get whatever it is that you're comfortable with using on your phone, because you might as well do this work on your phone. So for me, I've downloaded the free version of Photoshop. It's a little limited, but you can still put text over the top of photographs. So the text I want you to think about using is the text that you've used so far in your live video and the text that you've used in your blogs to really draw people into the content. It is those bullet points, those bullet point moments that were in your blog. You're going to take those out and you're going to word economize them. So don't use all of the words, especially if you've got a bullet point that's got like 30 words in it. That's not really going to capture people's attention when they're trying to read it and strain to see it on an Instagram feed or on their Facebook feed. But what you could do is word economize it so that it really punches through to them. And then you could use the whole quote as part of the description for the photograph. Because don't forget, on Instagram you've got a description which is huge and really, really ideal for using for long form content. LinkedIn, the same, you've got a massive description on there. Also the same on Facebook. Also the same on Twitter as well. You've got 250 characters, I think it is now, that you can use. So you can get a lot of content out in that short space. So trust me when I say make it really succinct on the meme, really hard hitting, really get it to draw in your audience so that they want to read more about it, and then put the long form content or the slightly longer form content if you're using Twitter into the actual text that you put with the photograph. Memes are a really great way of getting your audience to stop and actually take a look, because when you're looking at people using things like Twitter, they're just scrolling through because it's all text. When a photograph hits or a video hits, they tend to stop. Instagram, you're going to have to make sure that your visual is really good as well as the actual text that goes with it. The text is the main point because that's hopefully going to make them stop in their tracks. The actual visual, not necessarily going to have to be perfect, but try and up your game just a little bit so that it's not blurry or out of focus. You don't want out of focus content because that's not going to help people stop to take a look at what you've got to say. Facebook, obviously exactly the same, and all the other channels as well. But there's lots of different types of content that you can use on those feeds that will get people to stop in their tracks, which can almost act like a meme but not necessarily be a meme. So for example, you could do a textual video. I use an app called Textor, which is really, really cool, Textor, and really, really cool. And you type in the text that you want it to do and it will animate it for you with whatever color background you want, what type of background, what type of animation, what type of text. It's really, really cool. It does have a watermark on it because it's a free app, but you can right now, I definitely know on iOS, you can pay 99p, because I got an email about it, and you pay 99p and you get the app with no watermark. So for 99p, it's well worth it. Really, really cool app. Check it out. Or you could do something like a cinemagraph. So you could do a photograph with a moving element to it. So you could be maybe sat looking at a book and you're completely still, but the pages of the book are turning over because maybe you've put it near the wind, so the pages are turning or flapping in the wind or something like that. It's a really cool app that I use to do this. It's called Pixel Pro. Now, you do have to pay for it. There is a free version. Check it out. It's not cheap, but it is a really, really cool way of making excellent cinemagraphs. There are other apps out there that are free that do it, but they're not quite as exact as Pixel Pro. But check out some of the other ones that are out there. I think there's one called Inlight, which is available on iOS, and I think it's also on Android as well. And it's part of the Pixel group. Like I said, the Pixel Pro version, absolutely amazing, brilliant app, and well worth the money if you've got the money to spend. If you haven't, look out for one of the free versions. But basically what you're doing is making a photograph with a moving element. So it could be a completely still photo, but the steam coming off a cup of tea. Or I've done stuff for Halloween in the past where it's a completely still photo, but there's a ghostly hand stirring something in the background, or a bottle being poured into a champagne glass. There's all sorts of things you can do with cinemagraphs, but then what you can do is draw people in with that element, but actually have the text down the side or the text slowly appear. Anyway, I'm hoping that you have got some value from these different ideas for what you could do with memes. As you can hear, Max is probably awake now because I'm talking to you guys, so I'm going to disappear so I don't get into trouble, and I will see you tomorrow. Thanks ever so much for listening. As always, please hit the subscribe button if you haven't done already, and if you have, just slightly move your cursor and hit the share button. And until tomorrow, have a good one. I better go and calm him down. Oh dear. See you soon. Bye.